So, which is an interesting point. You go on a massive NCAA tournament run your senior year. Nova's officially on the map now, right? So when new kids come in, you're there to help them come through, which eventually led to the dynasty that
Yes.
happened years later. So you're always known as an integral part of that. On that run you guys had in I think it was 06, right? Am I right on that? 05, 06?
It was 05, 06. It was 04, 05, 05, 06, the last 2 years.
Got
We had
it.
some great runs.
And that last run, you made it to the Elite Eight. You played against Florida. Was that the year they won it, or
Yep.
was that when they were coming back?
Every
for the
year we
repeat?
lost, it was to the national champs.
Yeah,
So the year we lost to North Carolina, my junior year, we should have won.
really.
We were down 1.
I'm gonna go watch that game now.
Yeah, Alan Ray. It's on
Yeah, I always go
Ray.
to YouTube.
Alan Ray. They said Alan Ray traveled.
I'm
It was
gonna
an
go
and one. One ref called foul.
Did
One
travel?
ref called travel.
No,
There's no review. He
But
didn't
even when
travel.
you watch
You can
it-
see it. He took
Yeah,
two
yeah.
steps. One,
Got
two.
it.
And the kid bumped him. So it was like kind of awkward. He laid it in.
yeah.
3 seconds left. We're down 1.
And they
So we
said
go up
travel.
2. He
Yep.
said travel.
Wow,
And we knew the team that was to go to the Elite 8.
got it,
That was the Sweet 16. That was the Elite 8 game,
got it.
right?
Yep.
We knew to go to the Final Four. We knew no guards.
Yeah,
That was the only team that compete with our guards, and we completely dominated
dominated
their
them.
guards.
Got it.
We knew that was the only team that was in our way.
Wow.
Just looking ahead, and we don't at Nova, we never like to do it. We take it one game, one possession at a time,
Yeah.
right? And we just looking ahead. It's like nobody can really fuck
We
with
look
us.
good,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's how we looked at
Was
it.
your junior team better than your senior team to that point? Would you say, or same team just got better? Like, how would you, if you played them against each other
Junior and senior team, we were more poised.
as a senior?
Yes,
Got it. Understood.
It was more. It was like I think we were more athletic. Our sophomore, my junior year,
Yeah,
but we were more poised,
understood.
and we had a little bit more depth our senior year.
But Florida was a buzzsaw.
Florida was tough to do.
Yeah, yeah,
Jill Kim and Al Horford, Corey Brewer,
yeah,
all lottery picks.
yeah,
They were tough.
yeah.
And the game before, I
But
think
their
if-
guards weren't on your
No,
level.
we
You
did
would have
what-
dominated them.
I
The
did.
guard wise. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I got to go watch the game now.
Yeah, I did. But the game before, on I think it was Friday
Sweet
night.
16.
The Friday night game wiped us out. We went to. There's no excuses.
No. I know. I'm just
we
saying,
went-
who'd you play?
We played Boston College.
That's right. But that was a
And they-
team that you knew already, though, right?
But they were physical, and we went to overtime with them. And Georgetown pretty much handled whoever they played. I mean, I think Florida played Georgetown. They handled them. So the game was over. And then we came into that game. I remember we were getting IVs because we were so dehydrated after the game,
That's a real thing, folks.
and we were banged up.
Yep.
And we played Florida, and I kind of knew right away that this is going. If we win, it's going to be another overtime game
Got it.
because the way they were on the glass,
Yeah.
it just was like, all right.
Yeah.
But we were scoring. It was going back and forth, and they took like a lead. We cut it, and it was close going back and forth, but we just didn't have
And then you would have played George Mason after that if you would have
Yep.
won. Yeah.
in the Final Four.
Yeah. Wow. So now, see, you lose. It's terrible. It's painful. You go through all the emotions, but I'm sure you're hearing about the NBA the next day, right?
No, I
You're
already
in
knew.
March, April. But do you do? When do you do your workouts?
The one game I knew in my senior year, when I was going to be like a top 20 pick at that time because my name was everywhere, was when I played Cincinnati. I think I had like 24 and like 14 rebounds.
Wow.
And
Probably
we
some
beat them.
assists.
Yeah. And I don't know what I had assist-wise, but I just remember I was everywhere.
Yeah.
And I remember at the end, I had the ball, and I did like an in and out, stop,
Yep.
fake like I'm going, laid the ball in.
Yep.
So I knew that. And then, the guy who represents me, he called my guy brother
Yeah.
who represented me. He's from New Jersey, Stephen Human, CAA. And he just was like, wow, you got a chance.
Yeah.
He's like, a lot of people are calling.
Yeah.
But as soon as it's done,
Yeah, like what happens? You lose, you're in tournament's over, right?
Yeah.
You getting like you signing deals with agents right away? Like what's that world look like for us common folks that
so
don't?
soon as it was done, at that time Reebok was pretty big. Nike was Nike.
Yeah.
And Adidas was Adidas. So as soon as we were done, called me and said, hey, Nike wants to send you some stuff that you can work out and, take, 10 days off. but they want to see some stuff where you can work out in it and prep for the draft.
Okay.
Right.
When they send you stuff, did they send you a check? Or they just send you?
No. I didn't.
So there's no money yet?
There's no money.
Yeah.
Then Reebok did the same thing.
Yeah.
Adidas did the same thing. So I'm just seeing what feel good. But Nova's a Nike school, so I know what Nikes feel like.
Got it.
And I love Nike. So I just going through workouts. So let's say if I work out one day, I'll wear a pair of Nikes. The next day, I'll wear a pair of Adidas. The following day, I'll wear a pair of Reeboks.
Yep.
And just see how they feel. And then try to use, they seen like 3 different pair of like their basketball shoes or whoever they're repping at the time that has the shoe with them. And I pretty much figured that Nike was it because it fit my foot the right way.
Yeah, you had experience with it.
And then I kind of like, basically Adidas gave us a proposal that was more.
Was it a healthy one?
It was more than Nike.
Was it gloriously healthy?
Yes.
Was it like, wow, that's real healthy?
It was
like, grandma, we're leaving.
No. It wasn't like that.
All right,
it was a couple $100,000. But
you know, I'm having fun.
Yeah. And then Reebok put the deal on the table.
What's the difference between on the table versus what you were getting?
It's just
verbal first versus in
no.
writing?
It's just like we want to see it. Hey, I'm seeing you some merch. Rob.
Got it.
I want you to wear the merch. Tell me if you like it. And then another company send. And then it's like, hey, at the end of it, the trial, which would be 10 days. What do you think?
Yeah.
Me and my agent meets with Reebok in New York at his office.
Yeah.
We get the offer. Wow. You just take,
Is the signing bonus too on top of it?
But it's just say take 2 or 3 days to look at it.
Yeah.
The offer, let it digest, talk to whoever you got to talk to.
Yeah.
Nike does a little presentation. You walk in with Nike, they pull up a PowerPoint presentation.
Wow.
If you play this way, if you drafted here, this is where we see you. Can you be here? All right, awesome. Adidas, the same thing. You're Adidas kid in high school. This is what we got. We want to make you to face this, and this. So, and you just take it. Yeah. And then we look at the deals, and it's what are the pros and what are the cons, right? And we go each deal. And the money wasn't that different, right? And we just felt as though Nike was us the entire time.
Yeah.
Because Nike wanted to do like my own signature shoe,
yeah.
right? With my name and my colorway. I think the other 2 didn't want to do it, but the other 2 were like, hey, we're going to give you more money.
Got it.
Right?
Got it.
So I thought it was cool to have my own signature shoe. Nike like, hey, each year we're going to give you X amount and,
Was there a signing bonus though, like up front?
Yeah.
And then
so that was my
is there
first
monthly
money.
checks or how does that, do you share in profit? Like
so
how does that?
So every quarter.
Okay.
Now you're not sharing no profit with Nike.
Got it. I was just wondering how they,
So it's every quarter you get paid.
Was it like a 2-year deal, 5-year deal?
And it's prorated.
Okay.
It was a 3-year deal.
Got it.
It matches your NBA. Well, mine matched my NBA deal
at
the time.
Got it.
And it was a 3-year deal. And it's prorated. So Nike, if you get hurt and you're not playing, you don't get paid.
Got it.
Right?
Got it.
So
it's like the NFL.
Yeah. So it was
So now was that deal done as soon as like
that deal was done like within like 3 weeks after I was done?
Yeah. Got it.
I would say after
check
like,
them in the account, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My account at that time was it was First Union.
Wow. How'd that feel?
It just felt good. I just remember going back.
Did you look at the balance? Or you checking it out?
Yeah, because I used to put my Pell Grant in there, and we had a walkover on First Union on campus.
Yeah,
and I had like my debit card was with my chip for my Villanova card. So, and it was like always.
Did you check it like every 3rd day to make sure it was still there? Were you like, did you keep looking at it? I know I did. That's why I'm asking.
No, I was looking at it. But I had some money in there from like my Pell Grant.
Yeah, and
the way Villanova took care of us. We really never needed to like spend anything because we had all our meals, all our hydration, all our food. Our clothes were, Villanova sweats. Our sneakers was Nike.
Everything you wore,
Yeah, so everything was taken care of. So if I wanted to do something, it always was to help someone else.
Yeah.
So, but then it started. And when I started traveling to work out for teams, I started realizing, like really quick, looking at different draft predictions where I was going to land.
And you were a lottery pick, correct?
Yeah, I was number 7 overall.
Wow.
So
did you know that though? Like, did you feel confident draft day that you were going to get picked in the top 10?
I thought I was going to be number 1.
Okay, wow.
Just because of the way I played and what Toronto needed at that time.
Got it.
And the conversations that we had with them. But Andrea Bagnani was a 7-footer that can shoot. So
understood.
And then LaMarcus Aldridge was a 7-footer that could shoot and put his back to the basket. I don't even know. Adam Morrison was the run-up player of the year.
Yeah.
And some, I think he was like the Naismith or
He was, yeah.
he's like the player of the year.
That's right. From
4, I think, was like Tyrus Thomas. 5 was Sheldon Williams, who had a great year at Duke.
All big guys.
Yeah, I won the gold medal. Yeah, it's always all big guys.
Yeah.
And then Brandon Roy was the first guard that was like 6'7", unbelievable.
He was good.
Can shoot.
Yeah.
Can dribble.
Yeah.
Can like do whatever. And then I was next.
Who was with you at draft night?
It was my grandmother, Coach Wright. Shempy was in the limo.
Was he? Shempy was in the limo?
Shempy was in the limo.
Now, did you know Shempy well at this point, or was it in the beginning?
I just always saw him around because when we travel, it's always like a private jet.
Shemp?
Yeah.
Was he on a private jet?
It's always a private jet with the boosters.
Got it.
So Shempy was real close to Eddie and Coach Mass.
Which one's Eddie?
Eddie Welsh.
Eddie Welsh. Okay,
Yeah,
I heard that name. Yeah.
He's a powerful figure.
Yeah.
Just in what Villanova has been able to do. Let's just say over the
last
last 50
instrumental in what
years.
you're doing now with the NIL stuff?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He's like a mentor to me.
Understood.
Right now.
Sounds like a good mentor.
Yeah, we have conversations all the time, and he's a tough guy.
Yeah.
But he's a leader, and he's let's just say he's loyal.
Yeah.
He's extremely loyal.
Yeah.
But
so Shempy was in a limo.
Yeah. So Shempy was in a limo, along with a couple of my friends.
Yeah.
A couple Don P bottles, and once I went, it's kind of like this. Once you get drafted.
Yeah.
So you got NBA TV sitting here like this.
Yeah. Did that wear you out a little bit at all at some point, or was it
I was
just
over? I was so happy.
Got it.
That I couldn't go to sleep.
Got it.
So I can remember we had an all black party at the 40/40 Club.
Yep.
And I remember I went there, and it's just my whole neighborhood was. It's a room like this. My whole neighborhood was in there.
It was like Jay-Z and anybody else.
Jay-Z was at the bottom.
Got it.
Carmelo was playing pool.
Wow.
Congratulations. I think LeBron was in there. Chris Paul was in there.
Wow.
Everybody.
Wow.
And it's just different rooms. So you got all of us having one party, then you got another group having a party.
Yeah.
You got another group over here having a party.
That's awesome.
So it's just going crazy. And then I got to leave at 4:30, right?
Mm-hmm.
To go to Minneapolis to do my press
And
conference.
that was it, right?
Yeah.
You were there. Did you get to come back? Like, you're there. You came back to Newark for the summer, or Villanova for the summer.
So I went there. Did
McKell
my press conference.
drafted?
Yeah, Kevin McKell. Shout out to
Big Frankenstein.
yeah, my boy, Big Mac.
And what's name was on the team, right?
KG was
must
a
have
man.
been like a great
right?
leader.
He was a great leader, man.
You hear nothing but great things about him.
So KG was on the team. We get there and meet everybody who was there in the summer, like the younger guys, first and second year players. Meet them. Go to the press conference. Sign my contract.
Yeah. What can you talk about your deal or no? I don't.
Yeah, it was like
Signing bonus up front.
nah. It's just they just give
Big
you
check up front. and
They give you a lump sum.
Got it.
Right,
Okay.
and then they kind of prorate it down.
It was a rookie deal. Was 3? Is that 3 years? I forget.
Yeah, I had a 4-year rookie deal.
Okay.
Yeah,
Got
so
it.
I had a 4-year rookie deal. Did all of my stuff, and then that night I flew back to Newark.
Got it.
Came Jersey.
Where'd you go? Where'd you stay?
I stayed down. I started staying down here.
Okay. Did you buy a house yet?
No. I was in college. I didn't.
But were you? That was so. I apologize. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I graduated from college a month earlier.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't. So I stayed down here with Shemp.
So that's when the relationship with Chum started.
Yeah, but it started before, because like.
But there was an understanding at this point. I'm assuming.
Yeah, it was an understanding.
He became,
What exactly
somebody
I
very
wanted
close.
out of him, and then I met some other people.
Yeah.
In the area who's helped you
Yep.
and influential for you.
Which I was
to
at
you.
your foundation party at one of the houses.
At one of the houses,
Yeah.
exactly. So
I'll never forget when I met. I didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize, but I met all the Villanova players that night.
Yeah.
It was an awesome.
Cory
event.
Booker was there.
Yeah.
Who's the senator now. He spoke. Yeah, it just was, like you said, it just was a great time.
Was things moving fast?
Things were moving really fast.
And was you? This
but
is
I
important.
would slam on the brakes all the time. When I
Okay.
felt as though things were moving too fast, I would slam on the brakes and say, "Don't forget what got you here."
How did you know when to do that?
Because it just was feeling like, hey,
Out of-
we got a Nike, photo shoot in the city.
Yeah.
Then after that, when I started going on the schedule, I felt as though it was moving too fast.
Got it.
Hey, we got a Nike photo shoot in the city at 8 a.m. Then after that, We're going to do breakfast. We got a room at, let's say at the plaza. You're going to rest there for a couple hours. Then you're going to work out. And then after that, you're going to do such and such. And then after that, we're going to go out. So let's just say a nightclub and hang out.
Got it.
And then this is what we got. And I was like, ho.
Yeah.
It's moving kind of
There's
fast.
no Randy Tommy.
Yeah. Like I got to talk to my grandmother,
And you and your
couple-
relationship with your wife.
Yeah. So
she wasn't your wife at that point.
She
right?
wasn't, but she was around.
But that never stopped, right? Like that.
Yeah. And then once I felt like things were moving like that, like ho. Like she's coming.
Yeah.
For one.
Yep.
Right. If she want to come, she's going to be there.
Yep.
For two, right. If she wants whatever she want, you make sure you take care of her.
At some point, did she just take control over your calendar? Like, was she the CEO internal at some point?
And it started like when I would say my rookie year, like towards the end of my rookie year, she started saying, "Hey, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that," and that's when she was
total
pregnant.
trust.
Yeah.
Got it.
And it was nothing financial. It's just like, this is what we got to do as a couple.
Because you're building a family now.
Trying to build a family.
Yeah.
She's young, pregnant. I'm young, I'm nervous. So it's just like, all right. And it kind of like puts you in a space where it's like, this ain't really important.
Yeah.
Family is more important.
Yeah. And you knew that then.
Yeah, I already knew it because I didn't have family.
Yep.
So I always wanted to make sure
and you absorbed
I
it.
took care of, my family.
Now, did she come from a family that like had
No.
better structure? So it was the
They
same.
had better structure. Like her family is, when I think of like the Riveras,
Yeah.
like their structure is just love,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Gossip,
Yep.
bonchinche, right? And and food.
Got it.
That's her family structure.
Got it. Where's she from? Jersey?
She's from Lawrenceville.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
She's like,
So wow, man. So now now you're playing the NBA life, right? That's a different lifestyle. There's a lot of games, a lot of traveling. People don't know it's not as glamorous as it may seem.
Yeah,
a lot of responsibilities.
It's a grind.
A lot of people dependent on you, right?
Yeah.
It's tough to say no to people, I'm sure.
But Rob, I didn't have a lot of family.
Yeah.
Got it. It's like,
so that was a gift.
It's like my grandmother. Like I didn't have a mom and dad. Like, oh man, I need a Cadillac. My mom, like, I need this car. I need a Mercedes.
Yeah.
It was more of,
because that is draining.
Yeah, it was more of just cousins and friends. But the two closest friends I had, were with me.
Got it. So you brought them with you.
Yeah.
Got it.
My wife and her twin sister came with me.
Wow.
Right, and that was like my small
core.
circle. And then I had like people that were around.
Yeah.
But that was it. So I really never called her. Like my grandmother needs something, we'll take care of her. But she never needed anything. She didn't have a debit card.
Is she still alive?
No, she passed away.
Rest in peace.
4 years ago.
Did her rest of her life with you, was there a sense of freedom that she never had before?
Yeah, just was financial freedom.
Yeah.
Whenever she needed something, it was a call away.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to move down here? Nope, I'm good.
Yeah.
They live like right on in Newark and like right on the out, like right in from Belleville.
Yeah.
It was like a block in from Belleville. And it was like, nope, we're good here.
Yeah.
Whatever we need, we'll ask you for it.
Yeah.
And they will fly out for like, a month to Minneapolis.
Yeah.
And hang out, watch games. I'll leave.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, baby, you're always gone. Be like, yeah, I'm playing basketball.
Yeah.
So.
Did you always enjoy the NBA? Was there a time when you knew, injuries happen, whatever the case may be, but was there a time when you were like, okay, this part of my life's over?
When I cracked my kneecap, I was already in the let's just say the portal or the pool of USA people, like the USA, because I played in the World University games.
Got it.
Won a gold medal. So the end of my first year, I think I was first team all rookie, averaged like 10 points.
Yep.
Really good, hit some buzzer beaters, played really well towards the end. Towards the end, I'm averaging, I'd say the last 12 to like 15 games, I'm averaging like 22 points.
So you really took a step up.
Yeah. So I'm seeing what's happening in front of me. Like,
yeah. The
I'm
game
going
slowed down for you.
Yeah. KG is big ticket, but I'm on my way.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I just started noticing something. I was working out in the summertime at the high school, and my knee just kept clicking.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, man. And then it was like a pain,
Yep.
But like I know what tendonitis feels like.
Yep.
And it was like a deep pain.
Got it.
Like when I would like push off to jump or when I would walk downstairs. And I was like, man, what's wrong? But I ain't know I needed, to massage therapists and different things like that.
Yep.
So I just kept playing.
Yep.
Like show no signs of weakness. Just keep
Because that's
playing.
what you're trained to do. Yep.
Yeah. And I just remember that I just knew something was right and we couldn't figure it out because it was in soft tissue. It was the bone.
Yep.
And I had a small little crack in my kneecap. And they kind of figured it out when I went back to Minneapolis. But
what does that do injury-wise? What is that?
That kept me out from, they detected it and it was like, 6 weeks and then we'll come back to it. And then it'll be 6 weeks, come back to it.
So you lost momentum.
Still, I lost momentum.
Got it.
The team was losing. I lost a lot of momentum.
Got it.
And then when I came back, I averaged like 16, but we still was losing.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, if we don't trade him now,
Yep.
like he's like young and doing this, then
and it's a business, right, folks? It's there's no love there. There's a business. It's a business.
Yeah, so it's a business. So and I understood it. I was hurt when they traded me. New guy came in and got rid of, all of the Lion Cubs. But and I was one of them. But
where'd you go? What was the next?
I went to the Wizards.
That's right. And then you went to LA.
Yeah, I went to the Wizards. And then when I went to the Wizards, it was like it was weird. The financial situation was weird because I thought at that averaging 16 points, third year.
That next contract.
Being 25.
Yeah.
Right? That next contract would have probably been like, at that time, I thought it'd probably be like a 44 for 4.
Got it.
11 a year.
Yep.
Didn't get it. Got an offer that basically was dangled in front of us. But, it wasn't there to sign. It just was like, this is what we can do. But we probably can do more at the end of the year.
Got it.
And it was kind of dangled in front of us. So it was a nice number, but we didn't agree with it.
Yep.
But we thought with the financial crisis in 2008.
That's what that was.
And 9, we just thought that, this is right.
Safe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get safe.
Yeah. So didn't happen.
Yep.
Banged up pretty much. I played really well, but then I was banged up towards the end of it. Not sure what I was averaging. I think
different injuries, you mean? Or
it was the same
the
problem.
knee kept coming back. Got it.
And then so I went to a doctor in the city and I broke my wrist right here. So it just was a bad year. And I just got surgery.
Yeah.
I said to my team, like, I'm just gonna get surgery. Do this surgery. It was 5 hours.
Yep.
Then I got my knee shaved down, the part that was cracked.
Yep.
I said, what can I do where I'm gonna miss minimum amount of time?
Yep.
He was like, just shave it down.
Got it.
He was like, I'm gonna shave down 5% of your kneecap.
Got it.
Shaved it down. Just did all my therapy stuff.
Was that a smart thing to do in retrospect? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I would have been out.
Got it. Okay. So there was no ill effects later on.
So now we're in free agency and I have a knee brace on and a cast from here.
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
To here.
Got it.
No, they don't see me, but we're negotiating. But we got to, we're honest.
Yeah.
Hey, he just had his knee scoped and he had his wrist cleaned out.
Yeah.
Or cleaned up. And LeBron is the decision. Where is he going to stay in Cleveland or is he going to go
Miami
elsewhere?
Yeah.
And he held everything hostage. So me being hurt.
Yeah, people don't understand how ripple effect is.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Because we understood he was the big fish.
Yeah.
So once he signed, everyone.
Yeah.
It's a trickle down effect, right?
Yeah.
And the Clippers was like, we want Randy now.
Yeah.
And they was like, this is what we have, and this is what we want to give him.
Yeah.
Will he come?
Yeah.
And my agent was like, listen, you're gonna sign tonight, right? Which was midnight. It was like it probably was like within the first hour I agreed. At the
free agency.
At the free agency
when they opened up, yeah.
It was like within an hour where I said, you know what? I'm going to the Clippers.
Yeah. Did your wife and you feel like it was important because you're raising a family now and you wanted to get the level of security?
She was pregnant with our second daughter.
Yeah. So is that like
we were like at that time I made a nice chunk of change.
Yeah.
And it was life changing.
Yeah.
Like I can move and do whatever I want.
Yeah.
The things that we did and the people who were around our money.
Yeah.
At Merrill, we were good.
Yeah.
And the other things that I had in play, I had I was an owner of the W Hotel in Minneapolis.
Really?
Yeah. So it was like we had a lot of stuff in play. Like we were doing the right things with the money, but I always thought that I would be like
You were waiting for that second contract that you
Yeah, the way I was playing,
yeah,
I thought,
you were in that path.
yeah, I was close.
Yep.
I was really close.
Yep.
But the injury kind of
Yep.
threw a wrench in it.
Yep.
And, it's just everyone's story is different.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem. I still made a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So, but just the way everything went down, I wouldn't say like, I wanted playing time security.
Yeah. Yeah. So you really wanted to have an impact on both sides of it financially, and you wanted to be part of something.
Yeah.
I get it.
And I remember I went there and I strained my hamstring right away.
Now, who was coach when you went there? What I'm trying to go back.
They
to
just
09.
had fired. They fired Mike Dunleavy and Vinny Del Negro was the coach.
Got it. Okay.
So I flew to LA, met with him. I was walking by then.
Yeah.
So I still had a cast on. Met with their training staff. They asked me what I was doing. I was doing PT.
Yeah.
At, what is this place right here? Oh my God.
Locally, you talking about?
It's locally right here. It's across. It's where everyone goes.
Yep.
Atlantic Club.
Yes.
I was doing PT there.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, I was doing PT there.
I didn't realize that.
Then I started like lifting heavy, and then I went out there. Didn't really do training camp. Still banged up, and then I came back.
And what year would this have been? Your fourth?
This is my fifth year.
Got it. Okay.
Came back and just started, balling. Then I strained my hamstring.
Got it.
Grade 2. That's a bad one.
Yeah.
That's a bad one. But it was because my knee was so weak that I was overusing my hamstring and not my quad because I didn't want to, put the pressure on the front of my knee. And it was more of wow, like I can't get a break.
Yep.
Right.
That mindset will creep in.
Yeah. So.
And how long were you in LA for?
2 years.
How was life out there?
It was good.
Did you have?
It was good. Yeah. I enjoyed LA. It was
What
like the travel, the traffic wasn't good.
Yeah.
But everything that was around us.
Yeah.
And CAA being out there, they represent me. Just the things like I could have did anything. Like I wasn't into that stuff, but like parties and I could have went to any party that I wanted to. I couldn't, I was playing. I was starting. I was playing. And then the next year they traded, for Chris Paul, starting in the backcourt with him.
You and Chris Paul. So was he's younger than you, right? Or
no, he's younger, but he's a year ahead of he
came out early. Yeah. So how was he was a great point guard, but how was that experience, I should say?
It was good, man, because he turned me from, just being a combo guard to like a sniper, pure shooting guard.
Oh, so he just kept
He didn't turn me, just the way he played was more of just like when he's passing to you wide open.
You better shoot.
All you have is you better shoot it.
Was that the year that you did really good 3-point shooting, or was it
That's the year I took off. That's the year I took off and I started shooting threes.
Okay. That's when you just changed your
I was
game.
averaging like 2. That's the year I changed my game.
Got it.
And that's why
that's innovation, folks. That's what you gotta do. You gotta learn to innovate.
When I help kids now, I understand what repetition is.
Yeah.
Like if you work on certain reps at game speed, you can do anything when you play a sport.
That's right. You got to practice game speed versus just standing around.
You can't stand around. You got to move. You got to put yourself in situations where you're fatigued and you're trying to be the best you can be when your body is telling you, no, you can't go no more.
Yeah.
But guess what?
Yeah.
You got to say, hey, my brain is telling me that's it, but my heart isn't saying anything. It's pumping. Yep. I'm gonna keep going.
Yep. So now, like, listen, you still have your connections to Villanova. You're starting a family. You live here in I won't say in the New Jersey area. Helping out the high school kids. It's always been a thing you've been doing, even the whole time. You've always helped. You've always served. You've always
been around. Always.
No doubt about it. I've seen that. I had the good fortune of being able to watch you work with my kids. Thank you so much. And as your life is going on, eventually the NBA stops.
Right.
Right. You live in a life where you have a beautiful family. You're raising your kids, athletes, life, everything else. And now you're stepping into the next journey, right?
Right.
Do you want to talk about how important it is for not only the college athlete, the journey you're on, and how you could, because I think this is me being selfish, I think a story that should be told, that hasn't been told, at least from my perspective, the ability for you to survive financial success in ways that is not normal in your industry, right, that you are in. And there's a tremendous, because there's a blueprint to whatever it was. You did something right.
And it's a ton of guys that survive, right?
Yeah.
A lot of times I think when guys struggle, it's because of lifestyle.
That's it.
Right? And their circle.
Yep.
But I think a lot of guys make enough money where they can be comfortable.
Yep.
But your lifestyle changes.
Yes.
The one thing that we always did, we were on a budget.
Yeah. So you stuck to that the whole time.
Yeah, we're always on a budget. And then once I stopped playing, that budget it shrunk 70%.
Yep.
So, instead of doing certain things, we'd be like, you know what? We're going to cook tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Or just everything was always about saving to
Yeah.
not be a statistic.
Yep.
Because that was always a fear that I don't want to be like those guys.
Yeah.
Right? Because I was on teams with those guys.
Yes.
Right? And I can tell you off camera, one of the guys I was on, and it's just the way they move. They're great guys, but the way they move financially, it doesn't make sense.
Yep.
Like the private jets, right?
Yep.
The multiple houses, right? The multiple
just paying
child
for
support,
everything.
Child support payments, right? In different states.
For 18 years,
Right? You just say, I think it just don't move. And sometimes a lot of them are not broke.
Yep.
Just for certain things to go away, they have to file for bankruptcy.
Yep. Totally get it.
Right?
I totally get it. Yep.
It's for me, my wife, my kids has always been my number one priority.
Yeah.
So it's like how I'm going to be able to take care of them forever without worrying. And that's when I put my team that I have has always been my team.
Yeah.
My team has always been transparent and honest with me.
Yeah.
Right? You shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
Well, I really want to do this. Well, you shouldn't because this can happen.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
And that's the way I go about, everything that I do when it comes to the financial world. Does it make sense? Do I need it? Is it a shiny toy that I really want?
Is that your process of thinking?
Yeah.
Because that's phenomenal.
Always.
Yeah.
Always. Like if I wanted to, right, I can go, buy, let's say 3 or 4 Rolls Royces and be like, okay, right? But does that make sense 5 years down the road?
Nope.
Absolutely not.
Not at all.
And then they're going to be, so it's just everything that we do doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Right? Even if we want to, redo the kitchen.
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Do we need the marble or do we need this?
Yeah.
It's just different things. And it's just like, that's how I always think. And it's like I said, I'm a sponge.
Yeah.
And I watch everything that goes on around.
Yeah.
And I'm not perfect because I missed things before.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, it's like I missed it one time.
Yep.
I'm not going to miss it again.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be ultra cautious when I do certain things.
Dude, I love that. And, it's funny because I was, me and my wife are looking to buy a house, right? And I don't want to buy right now unless I can get it below whatever the asking is. But she really wants a house, right? Because we've rented the last 2 years, not realizing the market was going to go up first before it went down. But I know it's going down right now. So anyway, we look at this house, and it's one of those houses that's going to sell in 5 days, right? So we put an offer in against I don't want the house, but I just wanted everyone to be happy. So I put an offer in. When we got outbid by 30 grand, I called Dorothy, you know who Dorothy is.
Yes.
And I said, can I send everybody a fruit basket? Because this is the greatest Christmas gift I've ever been given. Right. We got outbid, right? Because I know once we get to next year, January, February, March, it's going to go down even further because rates are going up. So that's an example of like, hey, we got to make the family happy. Let me not impose my will, right? Because I didn't want the house at all, just to be clear, right? And it worked out, so we didn't get the house that I didn't want anyway. Point is, it was a strategy that I still had to honor my wife, just like you would, right? My kids, they want to get a new house. We've been renting for a couple of years. And it's like they're embarrassed of it, but I'm not because I really know what's going on behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm confident in the business and the money to the tune of what you're talking about, where you have a team around you that helps in your decision making.
Yeah.
To really be able to understand when you could say yes and when you say no.
Right. And
also be able to say, you know what, Randy, you shouldn't do this. Or you're probably at the point now where it's like, yeah, we don't need that either. Right? Because you've seen
like
so much.
The house that the house that we live in.
You have a beautiful home.
Yeah. Where we live at, it's a river, right? It's a beautiful river where we live at. Can I live on a river? Yes.
It's not worth it.
But is it worth it to pay $120,000 in taxes?
No.
And then the maintenance on the house, right, is going to be another $120,000. Is that worth it? Yep. Or just find a nice little, lot, house on there, right? And we're all comfortable. Yes. I have what I like in there, If I want to be on this part of the house, good.
Yep.
If you want to be on this part of the house, good.
Yep.
I don't want to fill a void just because I'm an NBA basketball player.
There you go. Filling a void.
Yeah. So
Yep.
sometimes I think people, when they buy certain things, they do it to make them happy.
100%.
Right?
100%.
There's a lot of times I want to do things that I know doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think that's what has helped me along the way. Do I like certain things? Do I like cars? And do I like watches? Everyone do.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it don't make sense.
Yeah. Most times it doesn't.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Majority of the time it doesn't make sense.
So if you could share, let's talk about your Friends of Nova, what you got going on, your circle, all your people. I mean, this is the next chapter. We're in the first page of the next chapter. And let's talk about the NIL. Name, image, and likeness, brother. I'm trying to learn the game just like right along, just trying to figure out what's going on, how I can impact.
So I had an interesting summer with my alma mater where, my friend, father figure, leader, decided, he was going to retire and do something else. Right?
We talk about Coach?
Jay Wright.
Got it. Yep.
Right. And we got a young guy that I have known since I would say 2013, which is Cal Neptune.
Yep.
African-American coach, looks like, exactly like me.
Yeah.
He's the head coach now.
Yeah.
Young guy.
That's a big deal.
Did really
For
well
Nova,
at
right?
Fordham. Yes, a big deal. That's a big deal. This first African-American coach.
Yep.
Did really well at Fordham last year, had the team playing at a really high level.
Yep.
He gets hired to be the head coach at Villanova University.
Mm.
This ecosystem of the NIL is important. This transfer portal is important.
Yeah.
These incoming recruits with these huge platforms are important.
Yep.
Right? So Nova goes out, figure out a company that can represent them the Villanova way.
Integrity.
Which is a unique way. That's all about representing their alumni and boosters not making mistakes, doing the right thing around the kids and everyone in the university, which is the community. Right? They come to me.
Now, did you know this was going to happen, or was this a beautiful surprise?
Me and Coach Wright played golf, and he said something about it.
He gave you a tip. Got it.
He didn't tip me off, but he just was like, did I talk to, certain people at Nova?
Got it.
Really important people at Nova. And I was like, no, I didn't talk to him yet. Yeah. And he was like, oh, they should be calling.
I remember you on it because you called me on the way back on that golf trip. I do remember that.
And I just knew. I know the way. I know Coach Wright.
Yeah.
I done been in wars with Coach Wright.
Sure.
Right. I done been in battles with Coach Wright. So sometimes when he's saying certain things, it's like he's setting himself up for an alley-oop.
Yeah.
Right? So he's saying certain things. And
he's not throwing it. He's actually catching this one, or is he throwing it?
He's setting it up where he can ask a question and articulate it in a way where he can get the right response out of you.
Got it.
Just like a teacher, like a coach.
Yep.
Right? And he said something to me, and Eddie Welsh was playing golf with us. And we just was talking. And then, Mike Nardi, my teammate, hit me up and was like,
I saw him in high school.
Yeah.
Against St. Anthony's.
He said, would you?
Tough kid.
He said, Mark Jackson and Cal Neptune is going to call you.
Yeah.
And they called me and asked me would I be interested.
Yeah. And what are you interested in, just so everybody knows?
So they asked me would I be interested in representing Villanova's NIL.
Yep.
We didn't have a name yet.
Yep.
We were trying to figure out what we were going to do.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. I didn't know where.
You just said yes, though.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurs say yes. Everybody just say yes. When you say yes, good things happen.
I just said yes because I felt as though the change, the shift that was about to go on with the basketball team, I felt as though it was important for me to be involved, for the future. And I said, absolutely. Never said anything about money, nothing.
Did you even know that it was part of the conversation? Did you think it was going to get there? Or you just said yes?
I just knew from what I'm used to making that whatever, someone was going to offer, it wouldn't do much.
Yeah.
I just felt as though my team, right, my university needed help in this area.
I love it.
And I was all for it.
I love it.
So they say to me, Ashley Howard is going to be, you two are going to be co-executive directors of this program. And we want to call it Friends of Nova. But we want you guys to pick the logo and we want to, so we get to work, right?
Yep.
And they said we want to, we had a pyramid of who we wanted to attack.
Yeah.
So me and Ashley start working right away.
Yeah.
This guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. We think they can help. They always have been generous to the program.
Yep.
Let's attack them.
Yeah.
Okay. Not let's attack them, but
Let's invite them into this party.
yeah, let's have a conversation and see
Yeah.
what they think.
Yep.
A lot of guys like, no, I'm not interested in
Paying
NIL.
athletes in college. Yeah, they get a resentment towards it for some silly
I'm not
reason.
interested in
Yeah.
that. Then we're gonna focus on this next tier of guys, this next tier,
Yep.
this next tier.
Yep.
Then we broke it down like that.
Yeah.
What emails? Who can I email?
Yep.
Who can I text? Who can I call? Do he like to be emailed or do he like to hear people's voice?
Yeah.
And this is what we're figuring out. And
Distinction. That's fun.
Yeah.
Hold on. Do they like emails or do they like voices? I want you to think about that whenever you're doing business. Don't ever try and make a sale over a text. Don't ever try and create the next level conversation. Use a text or an email just to create the appointment, but not the big ask. Go ahead.
Right. And we go through all these different names. And in the beginning, there's no connection with the university. So it's like we get it as friends of Nova, but it's a third party, right?
Mm.
And we're like, yeah, it's a third party. Does the university know?
Mm.
We really can't say at this point because the language and the legislation that the NCAA was putting out,
And it keeps changing.
it keeps changing
Yeah.
like every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
The university can't be involved.
Yeah.
The legislation and language that we got. And me and Ash we go back to the athletic department and the people that we're dealing with in the athletics. Listen, we need the university or whoever to endorse us.
Yeah.
And
That's a big deal.
Yeah. We got to figure out how we can do it.
Yeah.
We can't do it because it'll be a violation. And we're going back and forth with the university. And then a relationship that I had from playing in the NBA when I wanted to do some real estate and some development in my neighborhood.
What, neighborhood in Newark or
In Newark.
Got it. Yep.
I invited one of Villanova most successful alum up from Texas.
Mm.
And he traveled the city of Newark with me.
That's a big deal.
So I reached out to him. And no, actually, I saw him at Hoops on the Hudson. It's like a celebration right before the season.
I was there, right?
Yes.
That's the
you
one I
were
was
there.
at. Yeah.
And I had a conversation with this alumni.
Yeah.
And I said, I need you to set the tone for me.
So that's how it took off. Look at that.
I said, I need you to set the tone for me. This is the number I need.
Yep.
And if you can do this and other guys understand exactly who you are and what you mean to the program,
Yeah.
they're going to want to be involved because I know financially they can do it.
Yep.
It's just they don't trust third party.
Yep. Understood. Yes.
And
It's all about transparency and where it's going to go and how it's going to be distributed. Yep.
so he looked at me and he said, you have been the foundation of what Jay Wright has built from the beginning.
No doubt.
You set the tone for what a Villanova guard is supposed to look like,
Yep.
right? Getting all these accolades and just representing the university, right? And always having the passion for the university.
Yep.
So I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Just tell me the number.
Yeah.
And so I was like, whoa. So I had to go
Did you
talk
tell-
to, you know.
You went big though, right? Like you told them the number.
Yeah. I went. So I had to talk to Ashley. And
Yeah.
I said, what should we do?
Yeah.
And then Ashley was like, just be honest with him. Like,
That's
we
it.
need his help.
That's it.
And
Ground floor. Build it with us.
just be honest. Like, he was
Yep.
like, just be transparent. Just be honest. Like, we need help. And we got the first one in.
Did they like 2, 3, 4, 5 come right after that?
Because it's
Was he
for-profit
the boss?
and non-profit,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So the for-profit goes into the Friends of Nova LLC,
Got it.
but the non-profit goes into the 501c3,
Got
which
it.
is Blueprint Sports.
Got it. No, got it. And you're connected to both.
Yes,
Got
we're
it.
connected to both.
Yep.
So for the athletes to basically get paid for like a post or anything where we could just say, hey, can you post this about Friends of Nova?
Yeah.
And we're going to give you X amount of money, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we're using your likeness. Bang, they can do it and get paid.
Bam.
But when it's nonprofit, there has to be some type of foundational work.
Got it.
Where I bring some kids in, work them out,
Got it.
go to a children's hospital, go to a soup kitchen.
Got it.
It has to be something where you're giving back
Got it.
to get the money.
Got
So
it.
this part, building a contract on a nonprofit, is hard,
Got it.
right? It's a lot of work.
Because they got to show up and everything.
Yes,
else. Yeah.
and we
timing schedules.
were a little late, so we got to time and schedule
Got it.
around their schedule
'Cause the season.
of being a student athlete in the season, which is tough.
Yes. Understood.
But the for-profit side, we can kind of say, Rob, you know what? Post Uplift Studios, and we're going to give you X amount of money.
Yeah.
And once you do that, that's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Because everything can probably be done through DocuSign.
Yes.
Right? Bang, 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 done.
So if anyone's listening right now, right, that's in my world that wants one of the players to post something, do they reach out? How would they reach out? Can they do that? Number one,
they will reach out.
Is there a place for them to go?
Yeah,
to talk to you?
You can go to friendsofnova.com.
Friendsofnova.com.
And you can reach out to Randy Foye, who's a co-executive director.
Randy Foye.
You can reach out to Ashley Howard, who is a co-executive director.
Yep.
And however you want to support whatever this is, not whatever this is, but however you want to support this NIL space with Friends of Nova, we can point you in that direction.
Yes. And they don't have to be a Nova alumni.
No, you don't have to be a Villanova alumni.
That's
if you're passionate about it, if it has done something for you, if you just love basketball, or if you hear a kid, he's doing an interview or the way he represents himself, and you say, hey, I really want to do something with this kid. We can make it happen.
So if there's a guy that went to St. Peter's Prep and likes a guy that went to St. Peter's Prep who now works for or plays for Villanova, can that guy reach out to your company?
You can't reach out directly, but you can reach out to Friends of Nova.
Got it.
And we can form some type of relationship.
Understood. There. That's amazing. Wow. Unbelievable. Are you passionate about what's happening next? Like for you in the space, is this like a business model that you're...
To be honest with you, I just think everything is timing.
Yeah.
Right. And I think for where my kids is at, being students and being athletes and loving sports, where they're at right now, it was important and it was vital for me to be a part of their development.
Love it.
For those 5-6 years.
Yep.
Now it's time for me to start taking those next steps. To fulfill my destiny, being, a husband, a father, and just a solid human being.
Love spending time with you, my friend. I really do. If you want to share with the folks out here what the Randy Foye Foundation stands for, if anyone wants to make any kind of donation or contribution.
So the Randy Foye Foundation is a foundation that we just focus on dates. We focus on toy drives, turkey drives, coat drives, bicycles, whatever. If you feel as though you want to give 1,000 kids bikes, you can do it through us. If you want to give 1,000 people turkeys over Thanksgiving, you can do it through us. Toys, coats in the winter months, toys for Christmas, you can do it through us. But we just want to help kids, especially kids in the inner city of Newark, that we feel as though are at risk. And the way we help them is through mentorships, right? But a lot of them need help financially. So whatever you want to do, if you want to reach out, you can reach out to me, myself, or you can reach out to Mr. Gill here.
Yeah, thank you so much. I genuinely appreciate it. Is there anything I missed?
No, I don't think you missed much, man. Just
anything that you want to
I just appreciate it.
Yeah,
thanks, man.
Super grateful.
Yep.
And love spending time with you, and thank you so much. And a couple things I'm going to have Jacqueline, who is earmarked for December for a foundation. I'm just going to do that today to you. We had to put money away for the side for that. And I'd love to hear more about privately the NIL stuff.
Yeah, I would positive, ton of energy, always have the right mindset. And if it's a guy that, feels as though can help you in any way, his energy is just different. Every time I see him, his energy is at a level where I always want to interact with him. And that's something as some guy who feeds off other people's energy, that's something that I appreciate.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Randy. And thank you for coming in today.
Thanks, man.
What
appreciate
an awesome
it.
time.
Yep.
Yes. Thanks.